the outside. And here is Lavi going head and head for the wire. Lavi is just in front of Stoic Luna. Spanish Channel second. It's Lavi beating Spanish Channel. She Loves Karaoke finished with some interest. And then fourth was between Ready, Jet, Go and Kate and Kid, with St. Helena not far behind them. And So Softly. They're in the gate. And they're off. Roman Empress, very quick. So Softly, Lovely Lola in between them third. Then it's Nang Sing on the inside of Daddy's Favorite Son. And Looking at Sweetie is at the back of the field. So Softly clears easily, opens up 3 at the 6 furlong pole. Then it's a lineup of 3. Lovely Lola on the outside moves clearly into second. Roman Empress between them, and down at the rail, Nang Singa. Another 3 back to Looking at Sweetie, who inches by Daddy's Favorite Son. They have 5 furlongs to run, and So Softly to catch. Leading the way, has it by 2. Lovely Lola is in second. Roman Empress is fighting on. Nang Singa comfortable at the rail. 3 more lengths to Looking at Sweetie and Daddy's Favorite Son. They're heading into the far turn. And So Softly, the controlling speed, maintains the lead around the far turn, has it by 2. Roman Empress now second. Lovely Lola, Nang Singa at the rail. Then it's at least 10 back to Daddy's Favorite Son. Looking at Sweetie has tailed off and not being asked, in fact, being eased. They have a quarter of a mile to go. So Softly, Roman Empress moves to challenge. Then it's Nang Singa in third. They're at the top of the stretch, and Roman Empress trying to get by So Softly. They're head and head. Roman Empress takes command. So Softly back to second. Then it's Nang Singa in third. A 16th to go, and Roman Empress with a 3-length lead over Nang Singa. Nang Singa is closing fast. It's going to get close. Roman Empress, so it's close. Very tight. Roman Empress and Nang Singa hit it right together. So Softly and Lovely Lola battled it out for third. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Siren Lure. Bran alert out of the gate. Cotopaxi flashing his usual speed and is up to take command. Cotopaxi opens up a length and a half on Bran. Then it's Candarell racing on the inside of Indian Peak, and Delaware is at the back. About 4 lengths covers the entire field. Cotopaxi controlling the pace up top. Leads at a length and a half to Bran. At the rail, Delaware moving a little bit closer in third. Indian Peak in the clear fourth, just 3 off the lead. Candarell on hold at the back. Cotopaxi heads to the 3/8 with a 2-length edge. Brand second, Indian Peak on the outside of them. Then Delaware now losing ground fourth with 4 to make up, and Candarell starts to run from behind. A quarter of a mile to go, and Cotopaxi, Bran, Indian Peak 3 wide, and then Candarell followed by Delaware. They're at the top of the stretch. Cotopaxi trying to hold off Bran. Indian Peak, center of the course. It's Candarell. They're coming to the 16th pole, and Cotopaxi firm on the front end. Bran with a final surge, and here he comes. Bran on the outside, and Bran gets up to win the Siren Lure. Cotopaxi second. Delaware was third. They're in the gate. And they're off. Very even start right across the track. Unwritten Code is now going to the front. Head Start comes through along the inside. Empire Pass outside of that pair. Three of them vie for the lead. Then Bonita Leona, followed by Princess Alexis, followed by Loma Vista, and Sueda's Ghost is far back. Unwritten Code and Head Start past the half-mile pole head and head, with Empire Pass 3 wide, a length off them, and third. At the rail, Bonita Leona is in fourth, followed by Princess Alexis, 4 lengths off the lead. Then Loma Vista, a large gap back to Sueda's Ghost. They're coming to the quarter pole. Head Start, Unwritten Code, and Empire Pass going at it. Head Start on the outside. Empire Pass moves to engage with Unwritten Code in between them, back to third. Another 3 back to Loma Vista, who angles out for the drive as Empire Pass takes over, has to fend off Loma Vista late. Empire Pass still loaded at the 16th pole, and it's Empire Pass far too strong. Empire Pass wins convincingly. Loma Vista second, Sueda's Ghost from far back third, then it was Head Start and Bonita Leona. They're in the gate. And they're off. Trainer Please in the center is quick. Magic Man up alongside the challenge. And here's Magic in the Moonlight coming through on the inside. Irish Prophet is in the early mix too. Lansdowne is only 2.5 or so off the leader. Then it's Daniel's Magic on the outside of Golden Sandals and Ivory Sky at the back. Trainer Please passes the half-mile pole and has a length and a half lead. Irish Prophet second, Magic in the Moonlight third, Lansdowne fourth. Daniel's Magic between horses, Magic Man and Golden Sandals right together, Ivory Sky at the back. Trainer Please scampers clear, has a 2.5 length lead. Irish Prophet fully extended second. Magic in the Moonlight is saving ground. Lansdowne fourth, has work to do. And then comes Daniel's Magic. They turn for home. Trainer Please, Magic in the Moonlight at the rail, followed by Irish Prophet. Daniel's Magic, Lansdowne coming to the 16th pole. Vasquez goes to work on Trainer Please, trying to finish the job. Daniel's Magic comes out of the pack and is closing fast. It is Trainer Please looking for the wire. And Trainer Please, welcome to Southern California, Ramon Vasquez. Daniel's Magic and Lansdowne in a photo. Irish Prophet fourth, photo for fifth. They're in the gate. And they're off. Hatitude and Ghanadora, the first 2 out. Gotham Desire comes away in the top flight, but now backs off as they get to the main track. And it now is Hatitude, who has a very narrow lead. Down at the rail, Governor Got Even is flashing some speed, and Musica is up fighting for the pace, hidden behind Hatitude as they run to the half-mile pole. Ghanadora fourth, just 2 lengths off the leader. Then it's Del Mar Drama, followed at the rail by Little Rachel and Gotham Desire at the back. Musica takes over, heading to the 3/8 pole, putting away Hatitude. Ghanadora on the outside, third, now second. Then Del Mar Drama, Governor Got Even at the rail, has 5 to make up. Little Rachel and Gotham Desire. Musica sailing along with a 1/4 mile to go, doing it nicely. Ghanadora second, Del Mar Drama third, then Hatitude and Governor Got Even. They're heading to the 8th pole, and Musica still strong on the front end, has a 3-length lead. Ghanadora chasing, trying to close the gap, and doing so now. Musica or Ghanadora? Musica a length. Ghanadora grinding away on the outside. Musica, Ghanadora. Ghanadora has the momentum. Here is the line. Photo finish. Ghanadora had her head down at the right time, but that is very, very close. It's either Ghanadora or Musica. Just behind that, it was Del Mar Drama in third. Start of the late pick 4. And they're off. Very slight bobble for Sweet Madam Blue. Lunatic is very quick away and opens up 2 lengths. Sweet Madam Blue recovers quickly to take second. On Purpose is in third. They're followed by Savvy Gal, and Respect My Candor is fifth, 4 lengths off the leader. Charette in the green is passing rivals. Aloha Kitten just behind her. Then Bristol Bayou, Miss Luna, and Draw Me at the back of the field. Lunatic takes him into the far turn, in charge by a length and a half. Sweet Madam Blue second, now 2 behind the leader. At the rails, Savvy Gal with On Purpose right up alongside. Another 3, Respect My Candor, moves up inside Charette. Aloha Kitten, Pink Sleeves, has 7 lengths to make up. They're followed by Bristol Bayou as the field turns for home. The lead belongs to Lunatic, who's been there every step of the way, confronted by Sweet Madam Blue in second. They're followed by On Purpose and Aloha Kitten. They're in the final furlong. Sweet Madam Blue is up to take the lead away from Lunatic, and a giant effort out of Sweet Madam Blue to win by a length and a half. Lunatic was second. On Purpose finished third, and then it's a 3-way. They're in the gate. And they're off in the John Shear Mile. Affable is sent out for the lead. Royal Ship, Restrained Vengeance, Lambeau, Triple Tap at the rail. Then Extra Hope and Shooter Shoot at the back of the field. Around the first turn, and Affable will set the pace, but he's joined now by Royal Ship, who's just a neck back second. A length and a half, Restrained Vengeance and Triple Tapper side by side, and Lambeau fifth, about 4 lengths off the lead. Shooter Shoot, Extra Hope at the back. Onto the backstretch, and it's Affable in front now, 3/4 of a length. Royal Ship second, Triple Tap, guided off the rail in third, racing in hand. Then Restrained Vengeance, fourth past the 5/8 pole, 4 lengths off the lead. Extra Hope, Shooter Shoot, and Lambeau. Half mile to go in the John Shear Mile, and it's Affable. Royal Ship re-engages along the rail second. Triple Tap in the clear, 2 off the pace third. Shooter Shoot is down at the rail. Extra Hope, Restrained Vengeance. Lambeau tails off. 5/16 out. Affable, Royal Ship, 2 back to Triple Tap, and then Shooter Shoot. Royal Ship takes the lead away from Affable as the field turns for home. Triple Tap, Green Cap has 3 to make up on Royal Ship, who's strong. And Royal Ship bounding clear inside the final 1/8 of a mile. Triple Tap getting into second, followed by Affable and Shooter Shoot. Royal Ship is much the best. Far too much class. Royal Ship just played with him. Won by about 5 or 6. Triple Tap second. Then it was Affable, Shooter Shoot, and Restrained Vengeance. Circle making the presentation for the John Shear Mile. They're in the gate. And they're off. Let It Rain, Bell My Bell on the far outside has speed. Mach 10 Hair on Fire is moving up in between horses, and Boisterously Irish is now up to take a narrow lead. Here's Silent Beauty with the orange sleeves moving through swiftly to vie for command, and Mix and Match is not far away, only 2 lengths off the lead, racing on the inside of Let It Rain. Bell My Bell now settles in mid-pack, just in front of Doritos Happy and Lasserock. Another 2 to Warren Showbiz, who's 4 in front of Donna Flama, and Curlin to Billions, who is off slowly, is last. Around the far turn, and Silent Beauty is the leader by 3/4 of a length, doing it easily thus far. Boisterously Irish, Mach 10, Hair on Fire on the outside. Doritos Happy is on the move with a 3-wide bid. Whitecap moving up to be a joint second. And in behind them comes Warren Showbiz. They turn for home. Silent Beauty is the leader. Doritos Happy takes dead aim, though, and runs right on by with a sustained bid. And Doritos Happy takes command inside the 8th pole. Warren Showbiz is finishing well into second. They're followed by Silent Beauty. Mix and Match was in tight through the stretch. It will be Doritos Happy. Doritos Happy by a length. Warren Showbiz was second. Silent Beauty third, then Mix and Match, and Mach 10, Hair on Fire. Very alertly, here's Bellows Music flying up on the outside. So it's Ghostum, Bellows Music. Barrister's Ride secures the rail, and Avery Blue is fourth in the early stages. They're followed by Elegance Code. She's a bit sassy, is a headstrong, 3 wide, 6 lengths off the lead. Another 2 back to Ella Calamera Moo, who covers up Lady Blackbird. Big Attraction is next, just in front of Mensa on tap, and Tis My Princess at the back of the field. Onto the backstretch behind Ghostum. Ghostum by 2. Bellows Music is racing in second. She's a bit sassy, still fighting on the outside. In the meantime, Barrister's Ride moves through at the rail with less than a half mile to go to be a joint third. They're followed by Avery Blue, who's fifth now and 4 lengths off the lead. Ella Calameramu is next. At the rail, Elegance Code has 7 lengths to make up. Then Big Attraction inching up outside of Lady Blackbird, followed by Tis My Princess and Mensa on tap. Ghostum, Barrister's Rides had a good trip, poised on the outside second as the field turns for home. Ghostum digs in. Barrister's Ride up alongside. 3 back, Ella Calameramu. Elegance Code has made steady headway, and Avery Blue, they're coming to the 16th pole, and Barrister's Ride has to work hard. Ghostum fights all the way to the wire. Barrister's Ride ahead. Ghostum second. Elegance Code third. There was a 4-way battle involving Big Attraction, Is My Princess, Avery Blue.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to be steering the bus for the next 40 minutes. My name is Tom Quigley. As you might know, I'm the seminar host. But before I introduce our guest, just a couple of quick reminders. First of all, the Rainbow Pick 6 Jackpot single ticket carryover now up to $365,000. That money will be yours if you're the only winning ticket on today's card. That kicks off in race number 3. And speaking of race number 3, we've also got a super high five carryover, I should say, of $12,000. No one hit it on Sunday. That means it carries forward into today's third race as well. But our seminar guest today is someone you're going to like. Her resume includes being involved in thoroughbred sales, breeding, and boarding. She also has 2 horses that she co-owns on today's card. And today being Good Friday, of course, it's always a Good Friday whenever I have her as my seminar guest. Her name, Amanda Navarro. Amanda, welcome to the seminar.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's great to have you here. Let's first talk about how you got involved in racing. Where did it all begin?
It all began at Fairplex. I worked in the Satellite Racing Center at the finish line.
Okay.
And then my first season there, they took me up to top of the park.
What year would have this been?
What?
What year would have this been?
This would have been, I think, 2010 is when I got in. And I went up to the Satellite Racing Center up on top of the park.
Yeah.
And then I met Walter Solis, which him and I became friends. And then I met George Yeager from BG Stables. And then the following year, I bought my first racehorse with Terry Levenger, which was Sweet Lips Pooh. And so I got a bunch of my gamblers in on her as partners, which was a lot of fun. And then I retired her. And then for a couple years, I worked at Finish Line, bringing people into the business. And then when I quit Finish Line, I started my consulting company, Bella Equine myself. And then I do stuff with Love Acres as well. I take care of the clients coming in and out of boarding there, and breeding and layups and everything to do with Love Acres. I take care of, the farm.
Well, let's rewind the history book, so to speak, back to October of 2014. A filly and mare close to your heart. She recently was named the California Broodmare of the Year. My Fiona won an undercard stakes on Breeders' Cup Day down here at Santa Anita, as a matter of fact. Let's watch the replay of that with Rafael Bejarano in the saddle and Trevor Denman describing the action.
And away they go. All broke well, and then Mooney was a little slow into stride, but is catching up quickly. On the far side, Princess Bertrando broke away well, and Easter Fever right there. Now here comes Stormy Adieu at the rail. Stormy Adieu will get the lead. Between horses, we have Mooney, who's in just a tad tight now. Then we come back to My Fiona down at the rail. Up alongside of that, we have Ashley Sassy, who's no more than 3 off the leaders. Back second last comes Tatum's Gold, and last of all is Take Back Spring. They run past the half-mile pole. Stormy Adieu down at the rail, and Easter Fever. They are stride for stride now. On the far side, Princess Bertrando's a close-up third. They've been followed by Mooney. Along the inside is the favourite, My Fiona, only 2.5 off the leaders. Ashley Sassy is back third last. In behind that comes Tatum's Gold, and at the back is Take Back Spring. They have a quarter of a mile left to go now, and Stormy Adieu along the inside kicks on for home. Princess Bertrando on the far side. Easter Fever drops back into the third spot. Now on the inside, coming with her runners, My Fiona. My Fiona has room, and she's coming gamely along the inside. And yes, Tatum's Gold, the grey, coming with a late run as well. They come for home, Princess Bertrando. My Fiona down at the rail. My Fiona's taken the lead with 50 to go, and My Fiona will win it. My Fiona and Rafael Bejarano take the Golden State Juvenile fillies. Princess Bertrando again second, then Stormy Adieu.
Hard to believe, Amanda, we're coming up on the 8-year anniversary of that race in October, actually on Halloween Day, as we're watching the gallop out of My Fiona. What are your remembrances of that day? I kind of see a gleam in your eye as you're watching her gallop out.
It was exciting because for being in the horse industry for only a short amount of time, to be lucky enough to have a horse that ran a race like that.
$200,000 stakes race.
It was fantastic.
I bet you guys had a good time celebrating.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
It was great. And then it's on our home track on top of that. And it was fantastic. We had tons of family and friends that were out here. Terry's dad was able to be here at that time to see that race. And it was It was great.
Now, I mentioned my Fiona is the broodmare of the year by California standards. You were recently awarded that at the CTB function last month. Now, she's actually gone on to produce a couple of nice runners. Phineas and Fifi Farrow come to mind. They've obviously done very well for her and for you.
Yes, they have. Actually, I was just telling you when we were watching the clip that Phineas won that same race 2021 in Del Mar. It was pretty exciting. And to see her offspring bloom and grow into beautiful horses like she was, it's pretty amazing. And I can't be more thankful.
Well, you show your thankfulness by naming some of these runners as well. You and Terry kind of go into collaboration and come up with some of these names. As an example, Fifi Farrow kind of makes sense, right? Being by my Fiona. Phineas kind of makes sense as well. But sometimes you have to be creative. The filly that you scratched today won Smoking Moon in the very first race. How'd you come up with that name as an example?
Our partners on that filly, Julie and David Ross, the four of us sat down at dinner one night and we were throwing back names. And that filly originally was going to be named Amber for a girlfriend of mine. But we kind of wanted it to, we're a little superstitious sometimes when you name horses after people, which doesn't always work because Media's named after someone and she's a little rock star. So we threw back at dinner of how we were going to name her and we came up with the name, the four of us. And it's a cute name. And
you brought up a very good point, Amanda, and that is that you and Terry like to get other people involved. As you look through the ownership line, typically it's you and Terry and then some other people, but it changes. Of course, Saul Carrillo is an active investor and partner in some of your horses, but you really span the gamut and trying to bring in as many new people as you possibly can into the ownership side of the game.
We do. For instance, when I worked at the Satellite Wagering Center, I had a lot of gamblers that, are big horse guys. So to bring them into the business and bring outside people that I love to bring new people in.
Amanda's an owner, a breeder, but you can tell she's also a gambler and a horse player. We're going to find out who she likes on today's 8-race card. But before we do any of that, let's toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati and get the early changes on today's Good Friday card here at the Great Race Place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park. The track is fast, the turf is firm, and the rail on the turf out 20 feet. Here are the early changes. The first race starts the 50-cent early pick 5. There's no show wagering due to the scratches of 1, It's All Right, and 2, 1, Smokin' Moon. Number 3, Smokin' Amelia, carries 2 pounds over. In the second, beginning of the early pick 4, no scratches or jockey changes. 8-race card today means the Rainbow Six starts with race 3. That jackpot has grown to $365,000. Please be advised, we also have a super high 5 carryover of $12,475. Number 2, 3.0, carries 2 pounds over. 8, Tracy DiVincenzo, 2 pounds over. In the fourth, beginning of the late pick 5, number 4, Angel Nadeshiko, 1 pound over. No scratches or jockey changes in race 5. Start of the late pick 4. In the sixth, number 5, Sippin' and Kissin', 2 pounds over. Seventh race, Golden Hour pick 4 begins. No high 5 with the scratch of 2, Exactly Wendy. And in the 8th race, just the blinker note. Golden Hour double starts with race 8. Enjoy your afternoon at Santa Anita Park. Post time at the Great Race Place is in 58 minutes at 1 p.m. Time to go back to Quigley's Corner. Tom's special guest today is Amanda Navarro.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with Amanda Navarro. She's involved in the thoroughbred side of sales, breeding, and boarding. She's also an owner of 2 runners on today's card. She was going to be the owner of a runner in race number 1, but unfortunately that filly scratched. So let's kick things off here, Amanda, in race number 1, which begins the popular 50-cent early pick 5. We're sprinting 4.5 furlongs. This is the first 2-year-old race here in Southern California for Calbred 2-year-old fillies. There were 2 scratches, as you just heard Frank Maramati announce. Scratch both 1 and 2, leaves us with a field of 4. Before we get Amanda's thoughts on the race, I wanted to show a couple of workouts for a couple of the runners in this field. Let's first start with number 3, Smokin' Amelia. She worked 4 furlongs back on April 8th in company out of the gate. She's going to be in the yellow cap here as we watch her workout. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that workout if we can. What I saw here, Amanda, is obviously Smokin' Amelia breaks very fast from the gate. As I mentioned, she's in the yellow cap here. She's working in company. She's only going to work 4 furlongs, so they'll break off this drill fairly quickly. But it sure looks like she's got a lot of early speed. And with the 2 scratches, the 2 workouts that I'm showing are actually for the 2 biggest priced fillies on the board. Number 3, Smokin' Amelia, who we're looking at. And we're going to look at a workout in a moment for number 4, Patricia. But it sure looks like she's got a lot of early speed. George Parabon knows how to get them ready. This is one of 4 that were sired by sired by Smokum, who were originally supposed to run. Now there's just 2 left in the field. Did you have any input on the naming of Smokin' Amelia?
Actually, he didn't. Jorge Parabon bought her at the auction from us, and him and his clients named her. But it's super cute. And she comes from Doña Amelia, so that's probably how they came up with the name and Smokum. So it's a great name, and she's a nice little filly.
And it's always cool to watch 2-year-old fillies or colts and geldings actually kind of go through the paces in the morning, because obviously they're still learning. But again, I think Smokin' Amelia breaking from the gate showed a lot of early speed in that race, as you mentioned, Amanda, trained by Jorge Parabon, ridden by Edgar Payeras. Let's also take a look at the workout for number 4, Patricia from the Ryan Hansen barn. This work is back on April 7th. Also a workout from the gate in company. She breaks from the inside. As we watch here, you'll see she's wearing a breastplate, which kind of indicates to me that maybe she hasn't filled out into her frame yet. But she also shows a lot of early speed. She's down on the inside. She might not be as quick as Smokin' Amelia earlier, as we saw just before, but she's also working 4 furlongs here and doing it rather comfortably. Again, being in company, being in front early, that's kind of where you want to be when you're in 2-year-old races.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think she's going to do really good today. I like this filly. Victor Flores, the owner and breeder, is
don't forget our friend Saul.
Oh, and then Saul, yes, we can't forget Saul. Nobody at San Antonio.
If you met him, you're never going to forget him.
You're never going to forget him. No, but actually, this horse is named after Victor's wife, Patricia, because she always says, "What am I going to get when our horses win?" So it's Patricia.
And let's talk about Smokum for a minute. He was relatively lightly raced, but he didn't win his debut, and of course now he's a relatively new sire. You guys are actually trying to jumpstart him as a sire, bringing some of his babies to the races.
Yes, this is his first crop on the ground, and his babies are absolutely beautiful, and I think that it's going to make him very proud.
And again, that was just a 4 furlong workout, so you can see they basically break off the work once they reach that marker. All right, we've got a field of 4, Amanda, only left in the field now with the scratches of 1 and 2. Who do you like in race 1 and why?
Okay, I like Rain Song. I mean, I was there when every single one of these fillies was born, besides the 5, watching them grow up. I think everybody has a chance because they're babies and you don't know what they're going to do until they get out there. But I really like the 6.
What is it about her that you like? Have you seen her either, like you said, you've seen her since they were babies. Did she just show kind of some sort of, like a physical or mental dominance against the crop that she was born with? Do you just like the way she's working in the morning? Has Walter kind of whispered in your ear that she's ready to run? What do you like about the Rain Song?
Well, both Walter and JJ have whispered in my ear, and they love her. She's very professional. She comes out. She's very all about business and straightforward. So I think she's going to do good today. And Stay Thirsty has done dynamite here in California as well as around the country. He stands at Love Acres Ranch. Yes. And of course, he's probably your most prolific sire. He is. And he does a great job, and he throws beautiful babies, and so thankful. Now I know your second choice, Tom's Regret, is not named after me, but why do you like her second best? When I talked to Jorge Parabon, he told me that she reminded him of At the Spa, which was a 2-year-old Calbred champion of 2021. Yeah. And when he was comparing the horses, he said that filly reminded him a lot of her, straightforward. So it will be a nice, exciting day.
6 and 5 in race number 1 as we're looking at Amanda's selection. Let's turn the page. Take a look at race number 2. Begins the 50-cent early pick 4. We're on the turf course. 1 mile is the distance for 3-year-old fillies. Starter optional claiming types. The rails today on the turf are at 20 feet. We've got a field of 5. The morning line favorite on the inside, number 1, Travel Smart, who is putting the blinkers on for Gary Barber and Ruben Alvarado. 8-5 on John White's morning line. But you've got one of your 2 runners in here, Amanda. It's number 4, Precious Insight. Let's talk about her first. What are your expectations today from her?
I just hope she has a really good break, strong break. She has a lot of heart. She's always tries. She's a try-hard filly. She never gives up. So I hope that today she comes out and, she proves that she's supposed to be there and, she has a great race.
She's very well bred. Although she's a Calbred, she was sired by Mohamed. Also, the dam cost $500,000. So I know the expectations were high, but you got her in for a $50,000 claiming tag today.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of, what? How do you handle the emotions of putting your horses up for a claiming tag?
Oh, I cry every time. I cry every time. And I hope that when they do get claimed, that someone in our industry that I am friends with claims them, because I still go back. I still give them their cookies. I still watch them work. And you know what? Just like Time for Ebby. She's still a farm favorite.
A 9-year-old still banging out victories on the racetrack now in the Gary Studi barn.
Yeah, she like with Time for Chipino. She's the same thing. Or no, Chipino Pasadino. Sorry, that was wrong. She's still winning races at Los Al.
Yep, just saw her win the other night.
Yep, still go back, give them treats, love on them. They never leave.
We know your hearts with number 4, Precious Insight. From a handicapping standpoint, who do you think is their biggest competition?
The 1 is their biggest competition, I think. I'm a big fan of JJ as a jockey. I like Ruben. They together, they're at 20% of winning. I like that. I think that's her biggest competition, the speed. If she breaks out, good. She's a closer. And if she comes up from behind, she has a shot.
It's interesting. She seems to have problems at the break. She's off slowly in about 3 of her last 4 races. She was ranked early in the other race, and there's not much to her. It'll be interesting to see what her weight is today. Last time out, when she ran on March 12th, her weight was 887 pounds. That's kind of light, but again, she's a 3-year-old filly, but certainly the blinkers go on. Blinkers going back on might help her. 5-1, 1-5 in race number 2, so says Amanda Navarro. Let's turn the page, take a look at race number 3. This time we're sprinting 5.5 furlongs on the main track for maiden special weight Calbred. Fillies and Mares. Also race number 3 begins the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. The jackpot single ticket carryover now up to $365,000. And race 3 today also offers a $12,000 super high 5 carryover. We've got a field of 8 in race number 3. Number 5, Square Knot from the Mark Glatt barn is 5-2 on the morning line. Terry Lovinger bred the filly on the bottom. Number 8, Tracy DiVincenzo from the Louis Mendez barn, adding Lasix. I want to take a look at the workout here for Tracy DiVincenzo. By the way, that's the name of James Bond's first wife in the movie series. We're looking at a workout here on April 4th. She's on the outside here. Her workmate, also from the Louis Mendez barn, finished 3rd in a maiden special weight on April 8th. So she's keeping good company here. Also, if you look at her one and only race, she finished 2nd last time out to a runaway winner from the John Sadler barn. The 3rd place finisher, Doritos Happy, just came back to break her maiden on Sunday for maiden 20. It's an aggressive move, but she does draw outside, and I like the way she's working here because she never gives up. She's on the outside, and like I said, the runner inside of her has 3 starts to her resume. Tracy DiVincenzo only has 1 start up until today. With that as a prelude, Amanda, who do you like in race 3 and why?
Okay, and race 3, I have the 4 picked Anna's Music. Eric Kolchak, I think he's good with younger horses. She's
Very
a 3-year-old. I like Kyle Frey as a jockey, especially at younger horses as well. I think they'll do good together.
You like number 4, Anna's Music, in race number 3. We also see you like number 5, Square Knot. She's a 5-year-old mare, maiden still now in just her 2nd lifetime start. What is it about Square Knot that you like, Amanda?
Square Eddies, they can run anywhere. That's what I liked about it, and that's why I picked her. I picked her, and I also picked the 6, but I'm partial in favorite to the 8 because we did breed her. So the 5 is a Square Eddie. If she gets out there, she has a shot.
4 and 5 in race number 3. Before we take a look at race number 4, Amanda, a question for you. You recently went to Turf Paradise. I know you've been up to Golden Gate. Let's face it, there's probably a racetrack you never liked, right? Whenever you go to a racetrack, even though it might not be our home track of Santa Anita, you still fall in love with the horses, the people. That's really what the game is all about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's not a racetrack that I don't like. Even when I was back in Italy, I went to every single racetrack back in Italy. Just, they weren't racing, but you know what? Just the atmosphere of when you're sitting there and you know that there's a crowd there. It's exciting.
And obviously, we spend a lot of afternoon as horse players here on the front side, but you spend a lot of your time on the back side, not only in the morning, but after the races as well. You go back there and, like you said, you give them a few cookies, you check in on them. They're kind of like your babies. I mean, let's face it, right? When your phone rings or you get a text, your heart must do a little bit of an extra flutter, thinking that maybe it might be bad news. Usually it's not, but nevertheless, you're kind of like a doctor. You're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Absolutely. I don't get a day off. I work 7 days a week.
And you're not complaining.
And I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
It's something that I love and I'm passionate about. And I go back there before the races and see them. But I don't talk to them normally because I don't want to distract them. But after every race, I always go back there. I check them. I go on the track. I watch them walk back from whatever run they do, go down there so they hear my voice. I go to the receiving barn, make sure that they hear my voice when they're coming. So, yeah, they are my babies.
50-cent late pick 5 time in race number 4, and we're going 1 mile on the main track for maiden special weight fillies and mares. A field of 6 and number 6 on the outside. Brocade is the 9-5 morning line favorite. So says John White. What does Amanda Navarro say?
I like the 2.
You do like the 2. Tell us why. Chloe's girl.
I really, really like the 2. Because I like Michael McCarthy. She had a good first race. I think that today she'll come out and she'll have another good race. The breeding for it, I really, really like her. I think she has a shot.
And Brocade, they spent $750,000 for a transfer from the Bob Baffert barn recently into Sean McCarthy with a good improving by her speed figure pattern. We see that's your second choice, ridden by one of your main guys, JJ Hernandez.
Yes. JJ, you know what? He's a great jockey. He's
going to be the big man on campus, let's face it, right?
Yeah, I mean, with Pratt gone, Rispoli, he is a big man on campus, and he can pretty much pick and choose what he wants to ride right now, and he's picking to choose to ride for Sean McCarthy.
And he's got a great agent in Craig O'Brien, who's been around the racetrack for decades, so that certainly helps Juan as well. Number 2, Chloe's girl, as you mentioned, Amanda, debuted going 2 turns. That's never easy to do. And although she finished somewhat of a disappointing 3rd in a field of 5, she actually made Brad Free's horses to watch list, saying that she outran expectations. And you can see that because she went off at 21 today. Today, a much lower price, but she certainly has every right to improve. And clocker Andy Harrington from NationalTurf.com also likes her workout since that last race on March 11th.
Good.
Good. Race number 5 begins the 50-cent late pick 4. 1 mile on the main track for fillies and mares, non-winners of 3 races lifetime. $20,000 is the claiming tag, a field of 6. Take note that number 5, Morning Addiction, cannot be mated, but that's old news. We've known that before. Number 3, La Puzzinella, 2-1 on the morning line, ridden by Ramon Vasquez, a new face in town, but he's also very talented. He could give JJ a run for his money before we end on Father's Day here.
He can. And that's what makes it exciting. Because it's really anybody's game, and it's really, as far as horses, it's really anybody's race. So you know what? It depends on who goes out there and who shows they have heart.
Do you think jockeys are passengers or pilots? In other words, what I'm trying to say is, do you think they make a really big difference? We're not going to name any names, but do you think having a Flavian or a JJ or Ramon Vasquez might be the difference between winning or losing? Or do you think basically all the jockeys are comparable in terms of talent and ability?
Oh, that's a tough question. Because that's a really political question. Because if you answer that wrong, you're going to make someone mad. I kind of think that the jockeys fit the horse, and I think that when you get a jockey that fits a horse, and there's like Phineas is a little difficult to deal with, but when he has the right jockey on him, and they're going, I think that the jockey and the horse make it. I think that you can have a great racehorse and a bad jockey on them, which we've made a mistake a time or two, like everybody has. And, you learn from your mistakes.
But you make a very good point, because we see it as handicappers. A horse might just be basically running middle of the pack, and all of a sudden a different jockey gets on. Nothing changes. The distance doesn't change. There's no equipment change. There's no Lasix ad. And all of a sudden they go on a 2 or 3 race winning streak. One that comes to mind is Cece from the Michael McCarthy barn, ridden by Victor Espinoza. They have a love affair, right? Victor obviously knows her very well. She's exploded, not only becoming a sprinter, a dominant sprinter, but also Victor fits her perfectly. But we see that time and time again. So it's not so much the jockey's ability, it's the way they fit the horse. For whatever reason, they might have softer hands, they might be more aggressive, but nevertheless, the horse responds to certain jockeys' abilities and styles.
I agree with you 100%.
That's a great point that you made. So having said all that, who has the best ability here in race number 5 from a horse standpoint?
From me, I like the 4. I'm a huge Steve Knapp fan. You'll never ever hear me say anything bad about anybody, but I like the 4. She's a closer. I think that she has a really good shot. A 6-year-old mare, but she has speed. So I think that she'll do good today.
And we've been talking a lot about jockeys. Diego Herrera certainly has done well, not only here at Santa Anita, but also crosstown at Los Alamitos. He's a hustling young apprentice type of rider who's improving every single day. And you can see that because I know you watch all the races from both tracks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nationwide. Nationwide. I'm a bad handicapper, but a good handicapper.
You like number 4, Zahara, as you mentioned, just 2 for 35 lifetime. But if you dig a little bit closer into her past performances, you can see she's only had 13 starts on a main fast track. She has 2 wins, 4 seconds, and 3/3. Meanwhile, she's 0 for 11 on synthetic, 0 for 11 on turf. So certainly it looks like the main track is her friend, and that's where she won the last time out, going 2 turns under jockey Joe Bravo. We also see like number 1, Floral Essence from the Jeff Mullins barn. Void claim last time up, but another filly who's razor sharp. Take a look at her last 4 races. 3 of those 4 were excellent efforts. What do you like about Floral Essence?
I like her because I think Tyler Bays will do a great job on her. He's ridden her. He's had 2 wins with her. She's coming back after a claim. Today could be her day. And she can hit it. She could hit the board again with Tyler Bays.
4-1 in race number 5. Let's take a look at race number 6. We're going 2 turns again, 1 mile the distance for maiden claiming Calbreds. $50,000 is the claiming tag. A field of 7. Ryan Hansen saddles another favorite here. Number 2, Arthur Spooner, coming back quick in just 6 days. Now being ridden by Tyler Bays, who has not been on her back up to this point, not on his back up to this point. 0 for 10, but coming back in 6 days, as I mentioned, Amanda, also going from a sprint to a route. Give us your thoughts on race 6.
Okay, on race 6, I have to go with the 5. I raised the 5. This boy, he has total heart, and he always tries. Talking about horses that fit, I think that him and Edwin fit. So, and he needs to get out there and go, and I think Edwin is the jockey that gets out there and goes straight out of the gate, breaks out of the gate good.
I might be walking down a path I regret, but how did the name Sippin' and Kissin' come about?
Because it's a river kiss. It's
okay.
A river kiss. And
I was trying to read way too much into that.
Yeah, no. Well, everything is about kissing with River Kiss.
Okay.
If you watched her in her career, We'll Take a Kiss, Sipping and Kissing, everything we kind of try to keep kiss in it for River Kiss.
And she goes from turf to dirt. She also goes from a maiden special weight to a maiden claiming event. And there's some things to like about her. You can see last time out when she went 2 turns on the turf course, she broke from an outside post. But you know what? That was a split of another race with the same conditions that day. This particular race that Sippin' and Kissin' exits was faster by 1.20 seconds. So it was substantial. And you can also see in the trip notes that she was off slowly, but yet she showed that high amount of early speed after breaking from the outside gate. We know you have a soft spot for Sippin' and Kissin', but we also see you like number 6, Vaniski. Tell us why.
I like that it's coming off of a layoff. I always tend to bet horses that are coming off of a layup because they've had time to, clear their minds, come back in the track, fresh, and Bondi does good with those kind of horses.
He sure does. 5 and 6 in race number 6. Let's take a look at race number 7. Begins the popular $1 Golden Hour pick 4. That wager links our last 2 races here at Santa Anita with the last 2 races at Golden Gate. And we kick things off going 1 mile on the turf course here for Calbred, 3-year-old fillies, non-winners of one other than. Scratch the 2 exactly, Wendy. This is the second runner you're going on today's card, Amanda. Number 1, Mediha is the 5-2 morning line favorite. Before we get your thoughts on the race, let's watch the replay of Mediha's last performance back on March 26th. Got tagged on the wire by a Cliff Sice runner. And obviously in this particular race that we're watching, she breaks from post position number 2. And she has, a bit of early speed here, even though she kind of, is under a bit of a stranglehold here by jockey Tyler Bays. She still flashes a lot of early speed. If she puts forth this type of performance, I think she's going to be very, very tough to beat today.
I think so too. This filly, she has nothing but heart. She always tries. She's a grinder. She always just is in it.
Yeah, she's in the yellow silks there, as I mentioned, in saddlecloth number 2, stalking the pace. She'll take control and draw off by 2 lengths as they enter the stretch run, but then she gets tagged by Your Honor from the Cliff Sice barn, who really had a trouble tripping here. But Mediha did nothing wrong in her race 2 back when she broke her maiden on February 4th. Was excellent as well. Her only disappointing effort was when she ran over at Turf Paradise in the Arizona Oaks. She went off as the betting favorite. She basically split the field, finishing 3rd in a field of 8. You were there that particular day. Absolutely. What excuse, if any, could you give to Mediha in the Arizona Oaks?
In the Arizona Oaks, the track is just so different. It's just really deep in the inside. you know, on the outside, not deep at all.
A little bit more glib.
Yes. And so I think she got too much in the middle and it just kind of weighed her down. And I thought she was going to win. And then when she came back, and she ran third, I was like, holy smokes. But she showed heart in Arizona as well.
I think the players who played Mediha this day thought she was going to win. And lo and behold, Your Honor comes rolling up here on the outside. Really tough beat because she did everything but win this particular day. As we mentioned, Amanda, if she repeats this effort, she's going to be double and triple tough to beat. I'm guessing you have her on top in your selections. If you do, who else do you like to maybe complete the exacta or use on your golden hour pick 4?
Okay, so
you're not going to use this runner. I know that. You're just going to single Mediha.
No. No, because I love the 3.
Okay.
I love the 3 as well. You know, for Steve Miotti. Steve Miotti's assistant is one of my best friends. And so, you know, we talk about this filly all the time because she is competition. She's a tough filly. So Mediha has a lot going on today. So she has to beat the 3 and it will be a good race. I mean, I would love to hit the exacta with it because, you know, both of them are good horses.
No doubt about it. Rose Maddox, you can see last time out sprinting on the main track, actually beat Older. Now she runs against 3-year-olds only. That certainly is going to help her from a class relief standpoint. Let's focus on the name of Mediha because one of the owners' last name is Mediha. And one of my favorite stories that I liked so far this meet is when Mediha broke her maiden on February 4th. The husband was here, but the wife was in a different part of the world watching this race at 3 a.m. Tell us that story if you would, Amanda.
She was. Mediha went back to Pakistan for some family stuff, and she was watching it back in Pakistan at 3 o'clock in the morning. When we were all here, she was back there.
It's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon here, 3 o'clock in the morning there, but she wasn't going to miss the race for the world.
She was not going to miss the race. Nope. And the whole time she was back in Pakistan, I would do the WhatsApp and, you know, send her videos and whatnot. But this time she actually got to watch it. So that's good. Hopefully this time she's here when her girl wins and it's named after her.
Is she going to be here today?
She is here today,
That's fantastic news. Welcome back, Mediha. Hopefully we can duplicate that maiden effort today now that you're on track in person. Race number 8 closes out the day. It also begins the $5 Golden Hour daily double wagering. Similar concept. Our last race here at San Anita with the last race up at Golden Gate. We've got a good field of 10 sprinting 6.5 furlongs in the main track. $20,000 is the claiming tag. Morning line favorite number 7, Quick Finish from the red hot Dan Blacker barn. He's quietly had an excellent meet. There's that guy Juan Hernandez again. 3-1 on the morning line, Amanda. We need a very nice dinner tonight, so we need a winner. Tell us who it's going to be.
Well, I will tell you, as a gambler, this is always my favorite race to, you know, end the day with.
It's the get-out race.
It is. I'm a big Superfecta fan, and so I love to play. I love, you know, 10-cent supers. I picked the 6.
Starship Chewbacca in razor sharp form right now, career best form, one might say. A good 5-1 on the morning line, ridden by Diego Herrera. What is it about Starship Chewbacca that you like best?
You know what? I love the speed. I love the distance for her. I think she's going to run good today. She has Herrera up on her, and I think it's a great advantage.
And we also see you like number 7, who is the favorite, Quick Finish. A lot of things to like about Quick Finish as well.
Yes. Dan Blacker barn, you know, you can't complain about a Dan Blacker barn. Also speed, you know, the highest buyer numbers you've got there is a 90. It's in for a claim. It's a nice gelding. You know what? I think we'll do good on it.
6 and 7 to have a nice dinner if, in fact, Amanda Navarro is right in race number 8. One quick note about Dan Blacker's barn that I mentioned. He's had 19 starts so far at this meet, 7 wins and 2 seconds, more than 50% finish in the exacta. And if you have the past performances in front of you, you can see Quick Finish was previously trained by Dan Blacker, claimed right back by Dan. There were 3 claims in that day. Back on March 11th, he was the winning shake on this particular day. We're always winners whenever we have you, Amanda. Thanks so much for your time and input today. You do a fantastic job both on and off the track. You're a credit to our industry. Keep up the good work and nothing but luck both today and as well as the remainder of the year.
Thank you so much. It's going to be an exciting time.
It is going to be an exciting time. We hope it's an exciting and profitable day for you. Thanks so much for watching. Next voice you hear will be track announcer Frank Miramati, introducing the colors as well as updating us with any late program changes. Good luck, everybody, and have fun.
Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park. The track is fast and the turf is firm, with the rail on the turf out 20 feet today. Here are the changes. No show wagering in the first. Started the early pick 5. Scratch 1, it's all right. Scratch 2, 1 Smokin' Moon. Number 3, Smokin' Amelia, 2 pounds over. In the second race, no scratches or jockey changes. Third starts the Rainbow 6, 365,000 in the jackpot. Please be advised there is a super high 5 carryover as well from last week. It goes into the third today, $12,475. Number 2, 3.0, 2 pounds over. 8, Tracy DiVincenzo, 2 pounds over. In the fourth, number 4, Angel Nadeshiko, 1 pound over. Late pick 5 starts with the fourth. The fifth begins the late pick 4. Just the blinker note. Sixth race 5, Sippin' and Kissin', 2 pounds over. Seventh race begins the golden hour pick 4. No high 5 wagering. Scratch number 2, Exactly Wendy. And in the eighth race, golden hour double begins. No scratches or jockey changes. Enjoy your day at the Great Race Place. Post time for the openers in 25 minutes at 1 p.m.